let's turn into a radical New Testament body. And we're not going to do it overnight, but we can start tonight. We can do something. Tonight we have 100 what we call freedom keys. And you may have seen them as you walk through, and I'll talk about it more. I got stats and all that kind of thing. But more than that, I believe if you get the heart of Christ, your eyes will be open to the needs of this world. If it takes another conference or another meeting for us to see that we need to do something, for us to just get active. And I believe justice is not just about helping someone get fed in Africa. It is about the people on our streets here in Sydney. It's about both. God is the God of both. He died for all of humanity. So maybe you're going to be locally focused and you find a need. And maybe there's young adults that are addicted to drugs, and you're just going to do whatever you can to get them into rehab and love them through that process. But let's go on a journey. Tonight's about going on a journey of wondering why we've been set free. It's for freedom that Christ set us free. Let's we'll watch that last video. I won't do the first one. Let's do the last one at the end. Human trafficking sits at number 3 for the top criminal activities on the planet, closing the gap with drug trafficking and illegal arms. I'll just stop there. So basically, human lives, the trading of human lives, are almost equal to the trading of drugs and weapons. Just think about that for a moment. That's nuts. That kids and mostly women, it's mostly kids and mostly women because they're vulnerable in our communities, in our cities, all around the world. The trading of people, like pure numbers, that's insane. That it's creeping up on drugs and weapons. The International Labour Office estimates the slave trade generates $32 billion annually. Right now, just annually, 12 months, $32 billion. 150 countries around the world function as a source, destination, or transit country for the slave trade. 150 countries. Here's a quote. This is one of the greatest moral struggles of our days. We need to bring the same passion and commitment to this struggle that the abolitionists brought to the struggle against slavery 160 years ago. Has anyone seen Amazing Grace, the movie? I mean, the passion in that movie, the extent of people that, Wilberforce went to, I mean, it's mind-blowing. I can't even fathom the sickness and the persecution that he went through to see slavery ended. Slaveholders prey on defenseless and children and they so easily become vulnerable. The UN study on the exploitation of children internationally found 700,000 children forced into domestic labor in Indonesia alone, which is our neighboring country. Brazil, 559,000. Pakistan, 264,000. Haiti, 250,000. Kenya, 200,000. It is estimated that at least 15 million slaves of the 27 million that are currently in slavery are bonded slaves in India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh and Nepal. That whole region is just rife with it. Slavery is when one person completely controls another person using violence to maintain that control, exploits them economically, pays them nothing, and they cannot walk away. Human trafficking is the modern-day slave trade. The process of enslaving a person. It happens when someone is tricked or kidnapped or coerced and then taken into slavery. If moving a person from one place to another does not result in slavery, then it is not human trafficking. The term human trafficking often has a specific legal definition based on the laws of countries or states or the conventions of international organizations, and those official definitions differ slightly from place to place. For example, under US law, anyone under 18 who is in prostitution is considered considered a trafficking victim. During the legal slave trade in America, slaves were viewed as long-term investments, and although they were treated like prized bulls, they were treated better than the slaves today. Today, the capacity to move them great distance in a short period of time because of our technology drastically alters the economics of slave ownership. They're no longer long-term investments. Slave owners don't need to be concerned about maintaining the health of the slave. So once they're done, they can easily replace them because the resource is massive. 6 billion people. They just find out. They got all the connections, all the relationships. Just ship them in. It's easy. Where before it was very hard to get slaves, so they were actually valued even though they were still slaves. Kevin Bale describes them as disposable people. Once the slave has been exhausted of their usefulness, another can be procured at no great expense. Slavery is so widespread and disguised that it is often hard to know whether you are truly buying fair trade. Listen to this if you're kind of connected to fair trade stuff. It's a good cause, but we need to be aware of this. We can never be completely certain that we are not financing slavery in some way. Boycotting of slave-made goods can seem like an easy way for consumers to stop buying into slavery and to pressure corporations to alter labor practices, but is rarely the most effective or responsible action to take. Slaves are at the bottom of the economic ladder. Without bargaining power or alternative job options, when the market dries up for the commodities they are producing, the slaves are simply transferred to other work or thrown out without money, shelter, job training, counseling, or friends to help them. Free the Slaves sees boycotts as a last resort to be used only after all other methods have failed. Boycotts draw media attention to the issue at hand and can force specific companies to amend their labor practices, but it is doubtful the action would have a meaningful and sustainable impact on the amount of product-based slavery in the world. The best approaches unite all who have the power to improve the situation. Free the Slaves, which is an organization that helps in this area, seeks lasting partnerships to solve the problem of slavery, recognizing that the key to take slavery out of the product is recognizing that the key is to take slavery out of the product, not just throw the product out of our homes. So if there's a whole move in terms of what that's talking about is in terms of eating free trade chocolate or free trade coffee, which a lot of those products are made by slaves right now, which are great causes, and I think we should get behind them. But I think we got to be careful in the Western world. I call it beware awareness. Tonight's an awareness night and you can get involved, but if all we are is aware and we don't do anything with that, then that's dangerous because we're accountable to that. And we have to do something about it. We have to make a difference tonight, and that's what tonight's about. So, in terms of the fair trade chocolate and coffee, all good, but we have to not pretend that that's going to solve the problem. Because what they do is they take the people, if they think, oh, you're not buying my chocolate anymore, cool, I'll just make them do something else. It's not going to affect the slave trader. They're a business person, so they just move the person anyway. So we have to get to the root cause of the problem. Now, there's heaps of work being done in this area. You can go to human traffic websites, Google it, do some research. The awesome Beth Noble gave me all this research and opened my eyes to it. And also people like Lauren Ansell gave me DVDs. And Michaela tonight got the keys that we're going to purchase tonight. So let's give it up for the team for making this night happen, which is great. Well done.